I don't gotta be here.
Alright y'all, it's AGP here with another quick tips video on how to stop another character in Tekken. Today we're doing Miguel, and because everybody has problems with every character. There's probably some fighting style that gets everybody a little messed up. So here we go. The first move is his blocked front kick. Obviously you could block it or you could parry it. It's effective because it's a blocked hit. That's why he did it twice. The second move is just is a trip that you want to be careful with, because there's actually moves that follow up with that, although he didn't really do it then. But there's one where he can do two low kicks. Like he could do that kick and then kind of stun you and then do another low kick, and then it'll make you susceptible for him to get you with a juggle. You want to be careful fighting Miguel because he has a lot of delayed hits that can get you in a juggle, really. Like even like this one, right? Well, this one wouldn't be a juggle. That one was actually two mid hits and they're really quick, but it was kind of delayed. With those, you just want to block those or parry them if you can. Now that last one was this hop kick. You do not want to try and duck under that because it'll get you in the air. It's a mid hit. So yeah, be careful with that. See, now this is showing you how he pokes and gets you in a juggle, because those are actually really quick two mid hits. So you want to block those. Do not crouch. With this one, I'm just showing you how well he changes levels, because it was a high hit straight to a low hit, which I don't think people are used to. Most people assume that a high hit is going to be followed up by another high hit or a mid hit. But don't do that, because that's when you have to realize that there are certain characters that are better at mix-ups. So with that, you just want to block those two or parry them. So with this one, it's a mid hit straight to a high hit. Now if he completed that combo, it would have been another mid hit. So that's why crouching against Miguel is kind of dangerous. You want to be able to mix them up, but definitely be careful. Like that was another example of how he did like a high hit to a mid hit to another high hit. So his mix-ups from high to mid are the ones that really get you fighting against Miguel. With that one, I was just showing you that that's a poke. It's delayed. People think that they'll be able to hit him before he gets that off. That's not necessarily true. You have to have a quick combo ready to go for that one. But again, you could block it, but you could also crouch. You could dip that one. That one is safe on crouching. So when fighting Miguel, just realize that you want to be able to mix up your standing and crouching blocks, but pick your spots. Like don't just like stand block and then crouch, because that could end you in a bad situation. Like with that move, that was a mid hit. You would have went flying in the air. So you gotta like that one too. That's another one. So with those you really want to try and block those standing up. Don't duck. This is an example of mid hits. That was a mid hit. That because people don't realize, they think axe hits are high hits. They're not. They're actually mid hits. So you want to just standing block that or parry it. Now this next move is actually a dodge hit. It's a hit that makes you whiff highs like I just did, and then he hits you again in your midsection and you go flying backwards. And this is just me showing you again what I showed you earlier about how you want to be careful crouching against Miguel, because hits like that will put you in the air and you'll end in a juggle and it won't be pretty. Yeah, so here guys, I'm showing you those were actually two mid hits in a row. When he puts his hands together like that, it swings at you. Don't duck. You want a standing block, and that one was a mid straight to another mid, I believe, actually, because if he sends you up in the air, you can't duck under that. Oh yeah, with this, just a mid to another mid. Sends you flying. That's Miguel. You gotta standing block those. Again, pick your spots if you're gonna crouch on Miguel. Make sure it's a high hit, but most of them are mid, so don't duck too willy-nilly. Now you do have to be careful with things like this, because that was a low hit straight to a mid hit. So you do want to be able to crouch, but you got to be careful. Now that was two high hits to another mid, So, like I was saying before, you really gotta watch Miguel's mid hits because that's what his moveset is centered around. It's centered around mixing up around mid hits, if that makes sense. He does a lot of damage, so you know you gotta watch out. Now this is a mid kick, and then he's gonna do a mid hit to a high hit. I'm sorry, a high hit to a mid hit. So right there, he hit you with a mid, a high, and then another mid. This is another mid, another one of his moves straight to your midsection. So you really want to make sure you're standing block most of the time when fighting against Miguel, but you do have to watch certain trips out. So I would just say really practice against him and his mix-ups. Now that was a high hit straight to a low hit. The trip I was just discussing. You do have to be able to mix them up because of these moves, and that's a delayed trip. So you do have to be able to mix them up, but just for the most part, when you first start fighting against Miguel, standing block should be your go-to when playing defense against him. But I would say go to the practice mode, pick his like short hits and stuff, his low hits, just so that you get used to the way it looks before he actually does them on you. But yeah, y'all, so just to recap, Miguel does a lot of damage. His moveset is centered around mid hits, so standing block or parry is your best bet against guarding against him. Close space because he has a reach, and you know, watch the lows, watch the trips, the delayed trips. But I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next video, the next quick tips. Peace.
I need your admiration for infinity. Not that this ain't lucrative, but I just need your energy. I got the passion to please.